process on.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1131. Hello, it's Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. Today it is Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, plus the return of the much-loved feature known as the Daily Haley, with a little bit of JARELNIME thrown in there, too. So, I guess that we have a new Prime Minister.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
If you live in England, it is a year of change, isn't it? And the new Prime Minister is Theresa May.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The first Prime Minister since Margaret Thatcher was one way back. Now she's going to go on the attack and get the England out of the European Union. And then there's some people that she's gone to. There's nothing.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
What the hell do you rhyme with union? Union. Boris Johnson.
Mike's
is her
Daily
new
Podcast.
Minister of something. What was it? Foreign Minister. Yeah, so this is the guy that wanted Brexit all the former mayor of London, former mayor. And he was the one that was like, hey, we need to leave the European Union. We hate immigrants. And he's got a lot of weird history. He said a lot of strange things. It's almost like he's had his own daily podcast and said a bunch of strange things. Like one of them was something about... Oh, he said a lot of racist things. You know, equating certain people with cannibals and whatnot. Even though those people aren't cannibals. And then he said a lot of negative things about Hillary, about Trump, about Obama. There's no one that has been missed by Boris. But apparently Theresa May had to pick him because I guess he was so popular with the whole Brexit thing. It was looking like he might become Prime Minister, but he was slacking. He was slacking. He didn't write his speech when he was supposed to. He kind of went off and played cricket for a while, and they were like, what happened? Okay, I guess he doesn't want to be Prime Minister. But now he's Foreign Minister. And that's great that he's like racist and everything, because he's going to be dealing with all these other countries. He's kind of this big, thick, chubby dough guy. Kind of looks like the British version of Trump, even though he dislikes Trump. He said something like, if I'm ever in New York, I hope I don't run into Trump. Oh, look who just walked in. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. Hi, how you doing?
It's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I think Boris Johnson should be president, not stupid Trump.
I thought you liked Trump.
No, I wanted Michelle Bachmann to be president.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You wanted Bachmann-Turner Overdrive.
Hell yeah, Bachmann-Turner... No, wait a minute. Bachmann-Santorum Overdrive.
Well, that takes us way back. That's how old this show is. Back when Santorum was a viable candidate. He ran for a little bit, but he never made it to the big stage, to the big debate stage. He always was off in the wings. So... Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hello, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster of Pokemon Go.
Are you playing Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
How do you play it when you never leave your root beer vat house in Cafe Anyway, in the basement?
I love playing Pokemon Go in my root beer vat basement house.
Yeah. How do you play it? You're supposed to go outside and meet people and stuff. Ah! Oh, wait, you're supposed to do that.
People. I like to be alone and be a hermit. I make the root beer. I'll catch you. Oh, boy, you talked about Trump.
Boy, you said a lot today. Yeah, I did talk about Trump. So he was sort of in the... Oh, wait. I didn't mention the other stories about Trump. One of them being that he's suing his former campaign aide, Sam Nunberg, for $10 million for leaking dirt about Trump and an over Trump and an alleged affair. Also, there's news about Trump meeting with Mike Pence, Governor Mike Pence of Indiana, he might possibly be a vice presidential pick. Because Trump said something like, yeah, you've got a governor, he's running for re-election of governor of Indiana, or it might be vice president, I don't know. And then there's Newt Gingrich is a possible candidate, and Christie, all possible candidates for being vice president. Now, if I were Trump and I were smart, I think I would go with the Mike Pence, because not as high profile. Newt Gingrich shot himself in the foot a long time ago with the whole Clinton thing when he ran the House and did a bunch of stuff that there's a lot of negative opinion about Newt, and then there's a lot of negative opinion about Chris Christie with Bridgegate and everything. Go with the Mike Pence, Donald, if you want to win. That's my advice to you. Not that I have any salt in the matter. If there's a salt, somehow salt is in an expression that I should be using right here, but I'm not, because I'd like to talk about Pokemon Go, which apparently Pokemon Go is what the Brewmaster is playing, and it's interesting that the name is Pokemon Go. It should be called the PokeMatrix, because everyone's in this PokeMatrix walking around this surreal virtual world that doesn't really exist. Yet they are meeting real people. It's a wonderful thing. I love that aspect of it. It's called Pokemon Go because it's like, go, get a real life. Go outside. Even though it looks like you don't have a real life because you're walking around with a thing. But I was telling someone, it's the big nostalgia thing. The baby boomers had Sha-na-na. The Gen Xers had... what did the Gen Xers have? I guess every concert of the fair that had like Styx or Journey playing at it. Those kind of 80s rewind deals. I was mentioning to someone yesterday about how Romeo and Michelle's Wedding was sort of an 80s throwback because there was so much 80s music in it. And I guess there were a lot of movies like that. None come to mind that came out in the 90s and O's. But yeah, now it's the time for the millennials to have a retro look back and go, oh, I remember when I was a kid and I loved Pokemon and my parents bought me Pokemon crap. So we even have a little Pokemon thing at my work. There's like one of the characters, like a little plastic thing someone brought in. Isn't that exciting? So the PokeMatrix, people enjoying that. And I spent all day yesterday trying to get I was in my own PokeMatrix. I was trying to get my stupid new phone, my stupid new Samsung, to work as well as my old iPhone did, to do all the things my iPhone did. And I'm just trying to convert into that world, the droid universe. And it's not easy, my friend. There's so much to... Anyway, MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, which you can find through your Droid or your iPhone. And you can go there and find all the past podcast pictures. Speaking of which...
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is of Basil the Boxer standing on what looks like a railroad tie that they put over there at Bay Farm Island, which is right across from Alameda. It was a beautiful day. I was walking Basil and took this picture. You can see it now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. I took that with my old iPhone. I still haven't compared my new pictures from my Droid to my iPhone and seen how they compare. But hey, that's the picture. And you can also help out the website through the Amazon link if you're going to buy anything on Amazon. I'm going to try and buy something on Amazon, a signal booster, because even though I got AT&T, it doesn't work for crap in Podcastro Valley for some reason. So I need a signal booster in my house, otherwise I won't be able to get calls from anyone because I don't have a landline. And then there's also although I guess I could use the Google Chat somehow. I gotta rig that up some way. Maybe I can use that in my house. But there's also PayPal if you'd like to donate to the show and get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters, even the ones that don't leave the basement. Hey, I understand that. I didn't leave the basement yesterday. It was so hot. I got home. I went in the basement because it's cool. There's windows to my basement, though, so it's not an official basement, but it was cooler down there, and I was like, I'm going to do this, and this today. Heck, I'm not going to leave the basement. So you can find all that at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now the segment, The Daily Haley.
The Daily Haley. The almost Daily Haley.
So this is probably the last one Daily Haley will record on this iPhone because I'm getting a new phone from Cricket Wireless, which Haley told me about.
I thought you meant this was going to be the last Daily Haley, and I was really insulted.
No. Yeah, well, it is.
Ah!
No, I'm just kidding. You're going to keep doing Daily Haleys with me because it's in your contract. You pay for it in blood.
Whether I like it or not.
Hey, I got a compliment for you. Sort of. My next door neighbor, I talked to him on Sunday.
Is that John?
John, yeah.
John! Hi, John!
So he's talking to me, and the lovely daughter Haley walks out and wait a minute, her name's not Haley, it's Hannah. I got a little confused with my H names. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. I waited for you to say something and nothing came out of your mouth. Well, anyway, Hannah says, my dad still talks about the time that you did a shout out to him and he was in an airport in Germany. He still talks about it. We had that big of an impression on him. Can you imagine that?
That was months ago.
And this guy is like a genius guy. Do you know what he does for a living?
No.
He works on self-driving cars, Haley. Self-driving. In fact,
those are cars that drive themselves.
We were discussing the Tesla one, the horrible death that happened from that, where a person ran into like a tractor truck something. And wait, do you have the specifics? I don't have them off the top of my head.
I don't have the specifics.
Oh, well, he was telling me that if that car had the technology that his company has, that probably wouldn't have happened. But, I don't know what. I mean, he's doing technology that's changing the world.
Do you know what company?
Sorry, John, I forgot the name of your company.
Oh, no!
Next time I see him, I'll write it down when he tells me next time. Are you going to try and Google it? Is that what you're... Hey, so on Rob Black's show today, which I took from you when you left to do this afternoon shift, I have to pick music like you used to do. And so I decided I'm going to throw in there Wake Me Up by Avicii.
Not Evanescence?
Wake me up!
Wake me up inside!
I can't stay up!
Wake me up inside!
Save me!
Call my name and save me from this something. I don't remember what that was.
So that was another big summer song years ago, over 10 years ago. But that
very different moods.
Yeah, Avicii's so wake me up when it's all. So Rob
banjos.
Do you know the guitarist from Incubus plays the guitar on that?
Really?
But that Rob had a problem with, and he said this on the air, with the steady beat, the 4 on the floor beat, the disco-y beat. He didn't like that. He's like, that's so annoying. It's like somebody slamming a door.
It's the same beat because the genre is kind of a new one coming up. They call it folktronica, and it's that beat that you get from someone sitting on a box playing their guitar and thumping their leg or their hand against the box. It's that very hollow wood thump, but they add a lot of bass to it for his song. So I can see how it would be annoying, and it would not fit in any other song than ones that had banjos in it.
That doesn't have a banjo, though. It's got just a regular acoustic guitar.
Oh, I'm thinking of Hey Brother, which is the even more folktronica one out of that album.
Oh, that's another Avicii song?
Yeah, for the same album. They'd actually hit the charts as well.
Let's listen to it now. More. That's a great song by the Swedish Chef and Avicii. You came in like a wrecking Wrecking Ball! No, that's Miley Cyrus. You got the wrong song there. Oh.
Hey, brother.
This is just
There's an endless road to rediscover.
Who sings lead on this?
Hey, sister. Know the waters.
It might be Yellow Black.
Oh, really? What? It doesn't sound like Aloe Black. Who sings the other one? Wake Me Up. So, well,
Wait, he sings "Wake Me Up." He sings "Wake Me Up."
Yeah.
Because I know he did one of them, and then I can never remember the other. It might be Daniel something though.
there it is in front of you. Oh, Dan Tyminski. Do you know who he is? He's the guy. I am a man of constant sorrow.
Oh.
I feel like we've had this discussion on this. Like a year ago, we had this exact same discussion.
Whoa.
Hey, it's time for JARELNIME. Mike, if you remember, put the JARELNIME sweeper right here.
JARELNIME.
So, Jarell, what do you think about this Pokemon Go thing?
Well, people go. I don't know where they go, but they go.
Okay, that was sort of an answer. Are you doing the Pokemon Go, Haley?
Mongo is very sad. Mongo see on Twitter, many people want Pokemon Go. Mongo just want to be left alone.
That's scary. You just did a Blazing Saddles reference, and I knew that reference. Jarell has something else to add.
So nobody got electrocuted yet?
From Pokemon Go, why would they? Because
people are going into power stations to catch electric Pokemon.
Oh, what's electric Pokemon?
Pikachu, which is the most common. I'm surprised nobody's phones got zapped to the point where they broke.
I don't know any help.
It's not that deep.
It isn't? Neither am I. Okay, so any words of advice to the Pokemon people?
Get a life.
And you, Haley?
No.
Okay, that's some great advice there. I feel like we're missing something. Here we have two amazing minds, and we're missing something. Why?
Wow. Apparently the expectations are not very high.
Oh. I was just telling Haley this is probably the last time I'm recording on this phone, because I'm getting my new phone tonight.
This phone has served you well. May it rest in peace.
That's it. Uh-oh. Now he's gone on to Savage Garden.
Well, they don't sound very savagey to me.
I need to see your picture, just close my eyes, and I am taken to a place where your crystal mind and magenta feeling take up shelter in the base of my spine.
So I'm probably still going to get dinged, on YouTube.
Why are you doing this to him?
Well, I hope you've enjoyed this crazy... Say hi out to John. He listens to us.
Who's John?
My neighbor.
Hello.
He's met Basil. He's a big fan of Basil the boxer.
Who cannot like Basil?
As is his daughter, Hannah.
Who cannot like an animal, for crying out loud, particularly dogs and cats?
That's right. I think that's our parting message. That's what we've learned today about animals and... Oh, our boss is going by. We gotta stop right now. Bye.
Bye.
I'm the kind of person who has such a deep coming in, forgetting, coming in, and purpose as well. The perfume, it's like I'm down on the floor, and I don't know what I'm in for. Conversation has its time and place in the interaction of a love.
Thank you, Haley. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Next show, it's Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!